So I wouldn't doubt that he's going to be someone that we're going to be talking about. And you can see it right here. He knows that the bottom cars are starting to get vulnerable, and you're seeing them. Oh,
there it goes. First crash of the day. The 18 is Drew Dollar.
So we were talking at break about how the Goody was starting to wear off the tires, and these guys were going to start moving around. And what the 9 saw there is that the bottom cars were starting to be vulnerable off the corner. So he comes down, side drafts, and then some cars get sideways after that. Yeah. So this started a few cars ahead. So what happened is the 9 came down to side draft, which is totally good. But what that did is it caused the inside line to check up, as you saw when he went to check up. A lot of times when you lift out of the gas here, these cars will dart to one direction or another. And obviously it caught the 18 and those guys off guard and got our first wreck of the day. 2 cars that were in the top 10.
And the first time you'll hear this, but not the last, throughout the course of the next 2 races, is the accordion effect. And that's exactly what happened right there. Somebody checks up in front, the next guy checks up, and the next guy behind that maybe cannot in time, and it just gets ugly.
But they were still running in a pretty big pack. I'm surprised we didn't collect more cars than we did. A lot of drivers in this situation saying, I'd rather be lucky than good. Caution is out. 14 laps in at Daytona. Daniel Hemrick is leading.
For Sam Mayer.
And I'm going to guess the reason these guys are pitting now, when you look at the lap count, you can go roughly 45 laps. That would get us to the end of stage 2, which means you pit here, stay out at the end of stage 1. You gain some much needed track position. We'll continue to follow up on Sam Mayer, and we'll have the business coming from the Colleague stables. And there goes a spinner. Coming on to pit road, I believe that's the one of Sam Mayer. He lost the bumper cover. We stay green. Can he gather it in? Yes, he does.
Fired up and come to the box here.
He stops with 45 to go. Oh. And by the way, he's going to have to come back in and put the bumper cover on. And we saw Jesse Awuji hot coming to pit road. He was speeding, so he'll have a penalty as well.
Yeah, that really wasn't the 1's fault. The 2 just came down a little bit, and of course he's got to pit as well, so he's got to get off the racetrack. But surprisingly enough, when you come to pit road, you don't want to decel.
Truck Series, so he understands success in the draft. That's tight.
Oh, we got a wreck.
And there they go, back behind the leaders. Brett Moffitt involved, Tommy Joe Martins, and several others.
I was looking for the 11. I think he made it through there. That's the bad part about having a problem in the middle of the race or towards the end. And I said to you, is he going to avoid the wreck?
Nope, the tail's ripped off the back of the 11. Flapping.
Joey Gase, Shane Lee, Jeffrey Earnhardt.
Jeez.
Wouldn't say this is the big one, but we lost a handful of pretty good cars. Man, C.J. McLaughlin just got shot out of the draft there, and when he came back up, all bets were off.
Yeah, he got loose, and when he corrected it, just went the other way. That's the thing about mistakes at this racetrack. If it happens early, you can overcome it. Typically, because the field is not really intense. They're not really pushing it. So that's when you make your moves and can get back to the front. But at this point of the race, everyone's trying to work towards the front. Nobody's sitting right now and riding. So that's when the wrecks usually happen, is when the intensity comes up for everyone towards the end of the race.
You know, the grass can get you, but we haven't had a ton of rain here recently. I'm surprised it was that soft, and that's what tore up the front end of Brett Moffitt's car. But I believe Tommy Joe Martins in the 44 caught it just right. Watch him spinning out of control, but he slides pretty cleanly across the grass, and I don't know how bad he got it, but it appears to be pretty decent for Tommy Joe. There you see him going in that 44. That's Earnhardt in the 24.
And we knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Late stages of the race. Cautions, green cautions. Those drivers coming down pit road doing a really good job.
21's going to come with a huge shove.
They are 2 and 3 wide behind him. Crossover, that's
comes.
Austin Hill in the 21. Big crash, up and over. Caution is out. That's Myatt Snider.
Looks like he's moving around, winning it.
And it's great to see Myatt Snider climbing from that race car. First start in his rookie season. It's Austin Hill who gets it done at Daytona, and here's what happened behind him.
That's just a bad scenario. Once you get turned around backwards, if he doesn't get hit in the front end, it probably doesn't get airborne, but it's just you got that other car wedging underneath the front to get the lift there. But it's great to see, like Chad talked about, the safety innovations of these cars. You know, to see Myatt just walk right out, that's a great sign.
And I would be anxious to see how close it was at the time of caution, because look right here, it looks like the 16's out front. Whew, it had to be really close.
Yep. The caution wasn't out at that point when they left our screen, so he was clearly ahead by the time he left the bottom of your monitors on television. But unfortunately, Anthony Alfredo getting into the back of the 31 and creating that issue.
Wow. I mean, look at that car.
And look at the grass that's flying in front of him.
Where's the engine?
Oh,
wow.
The engine's gone. I mean, this kind of like a Michael Waltrip wreck that we saw at Bristol, where it's just, or the Jeffrey Bodine, right?
Kyle Larson front straightaway here at Daytona years ago.